Proposition 54. Legislature. Legislation and Proceedings. Initiative Constitutional Amendment and Statute. Plain language. Require online videos of legislative sessions and a 3-day waiting period for public review before legislative votes. So this is very simple. The California State Legislature has two houses, the Senate and the Assembly. They have hearings, they discuss bills, they pass laws, etc. The California Constitution requires that these meetings be open to the public unless it involves security concerns. The legislature keeps a video archive of these sessions and makes them available to the public free of charge. However, recordings of assembly meetings cannot be used for political or commercial purposes. The legislature spends about $1 million on this. The legislature's budget for operating this year is about $300 million, less than 1% of the total spending from the general fund. Long story short, Prop 54 changes the California Constitution to require that a bill, including changes to that bill, would have to be available on the internet for at least 72 hours before the legislature could pass it. The legislature would have to ensure that all of its public meetings are recorded and videos posted on the internet within 24 hours. The videos would need to remain downloadable for at least 20 years. In an emergency, the legislature could pass bills faster if the governor declares a state of emergency and 2/3 of the House considering the bill vote to pass the bill faster. Prop 54 also changes the state statute so that anyone could use the videos of legislative meetings for any legitimate purpose and without paying a fee to the state. The cost of this measure would come from the legislature's operating budget and would use less than 1% of said budget. All of this would take effect January 1st, 2018. Fiscal impact. The fiscal impact of Prop 54 would be a one-time cost of $1 to $2 million and $1 million annually for extra staff and online storage to record legislative meetings and make the videos of the meetings available on the internet. This would be less than 1% of its operating budget. Before we continue, a special message just for you. Now available for the fall 2016 election, the Daryl Johnson Show Voting Aid, complete with titles and brief summaries of each proposition along with spaces for your notes and verdict for you to print out and take with you to the voting booth. It's completely free, no strings, no mailing list, no catch, just helping out the fellow man. Email thedaryljohnsonshow@gmail.com. You can write me cute little notes if you like, but to receive the guide, all you have to do is type Voting Aid in the subject line and the power is yours. And now back to our regularly scheduled programming. From Yes on Prop 54. Prop 54 is endorsed by a bipartisan coalition, including all of these people. Prop 54 will reduce special interest influence by imposing these filming requirements. Prop 54 makes our state government more transparent by stopping the practice of writing laws promoted by special interest behind closed doors and making last-minute changes to proposed laws before the legislature, the press, and the public have had a chance to read and understand them, and by creating a more open, honest, and accountable government. This is already being done by 69 California cities and 37 county boards of supervisors. Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama sponsored a similar bill for the Senate when they were senators. It's time for California to catch up. A bill that every legislator and every Californian has had 72 hours to read will be a better bill than one they haven't. This shouldn't be a partisan question. It's just common sense. From No on Prop 54. Prop 54 is complicated and unnecessary and will slow down the ability for legislators to develop bipartisan solutions to our state's most pressing concerns. Anytime a comma is changed in a bill, lawmakers would be forced to wait 3 days to vote on it. This will mean unnecessary delays. Prop 54 will make compromise harder. California's most significant achievements occur when our elected officials come to the table willing to find areas of compromise. For example, the bipartisan 2009 state budget agreement that may well have saved California from bankruptcy might never have passed if Prop 54 was in place. Not only this, but now Prop 54 makes it legal for the legislative proceedings to be used in ugly campaign attack ads that will flood your screen before each election. Don't give special interest even more power. Prop 54 empowers special interest under the guise of transparency. While it sounds good at first, this will provide 3 days for well-funded special interest to launch campaigns to attack bipartisan compromises. Big money is behind Prop 54. Its main backer, the Chamber of Commerce, includes big oil, tobacco, and drug companies in its membership, and spent $4.3 million lobbying the legislature last year. A billionaire is behind this measure, Charles Munger Jr., after spending millions of dollars trying to influence California policy in elections like opposing increased education funding, the minimum wage, plans to make higher education more affordable, and other progressive issues. He is now using our citizen initiative process to pursue his own political agenda. Don't let a single wealthy Californian bypass the legislature to rewrite our state's constitution to his own liking. Prop 54 is opposed by the California Democratic Party, dozens of elected officials, environmental, labor, and other groups. California's legislative work is transparent. Any citizen, anytime, can view any bill via the internet. Audio and video is online free of charge. Stop the special interest power grab. So it costs $1 million a year to film and store these legislative hearings. If anyone from Sacramento is listening, I want to let you know about a special offer I have going on right now. I will record all of your sessions for $500,000 a year. But this deal won't last forever, so call now before it's too late. Thank you. Now, about the bill, I'm going to be honest and say that I'm somewhat unsure about this. Something just hits me the wrong way here. Like, there's an agenda that everybody knows but nobody is talking about. They do keep saying that it will inhibit compromise, but that's kind of like saying compromise is harder when people can see what you did, and that's a little weird. At any rate, I don't see sufficient reason to vote against this, so I think I'm going to go with it. I don't know that I will ever watch one of those horrid videos, but maybe it's good to at least have the option. If you vote yes on Prop 54, you are voting to require the creation of online videos of legislative sessions and a 3-day waiting period for public review before legislative votes. If you vote no on Prop 54, nothing changes. The Daryl Johnson Show says yes on Prop 54.